storyteller. Yeah. Louder, please.
Stories everywhere. Stories come, stories go. Some are sweet, some are not so. Stories everywhere. Yes?
Yes.
Stories everywhere. But remember, if you leave some stories behind, remember to take some before you go. Yes? You've come here to take some stories and to leave some stories. And here I am, Sowmya. And I want you to take today's story from the strings of a kite. Come on, put your hands up. We're going to pull our story down from the sky because it's coming down on a kite. Can you see the kite? No, stop. Don't pull it so fast. Don't you know how to fly a kite? Don't you know how many of you flown a kite? So you have to be gentle. Come. Slowly. Yes, see it dip down and swoop. If you pull a little harder, it will come down faster. Yes. Lower your hands, for I'm going to take you to a story which happens in the kite-loving land of China. Yes? Let's go to Beijing. Fragrance Hill Park is where I'm taking you. Fragrance Hill Park was a beautiful park. You would also love to go there. The blustery March wind blowing in the sky is the perfect time to fly kites. And the old man with the long beard was flying a kite, and he was an expert. When you saw him, you would know he was an expert. He just made it move like magic. It would dip and swoop and glide, and you and I would probably get poetry just watching that. And he did it with his hands. Well, his name, nobody knew. They called him Soaring Dragon because his kite was like a dragon, red in color, fiery red with a scraggly tail and wonderful yellow bulging eyes and a wonderful body, and he would just make it move, dance with the wind. And everybody used to love to come and watch him in Fragrance Hill Park. All the children, and they lived close by. They lived in the nearby Hutong. If you've gone to a Hutong in China, has anybody gone to China? Has anybody been to China?
Not me.
Well-traveled?
Not yet.
Not yet. But a Hutong is like our chawls in Mumbai. Narrow streets and alleyways where people literally lived in each other's house. Children would play with each other. Adults would be sitting outside talking to each other, but there's no place to fly a kite. And like I said, they were kite-crazy people in China. They are still. And so they would all go to the park in the evening and fly a kite. And the old man with the long beard would be there. His beard is beautiful, silver, long. But more than that beard, what was very, very wonderful was his laugh. He had a wonderful laugh. He would laugh at the children. What do you want? He would ask them. What do you want, little one? And they'd say, please make that kite dive a little bit. And he would just pull his string and it would go. How would it go? Put your hands up and go. It would go whoop, whoop, dive down. And then another kid would say, please, can you just make it come down suddenly? Can you just make it dive down suddenly? Take a swoop. And then he would just pull his string and it would swoop down. Can you do that? Swoop down. Yes. What an amazing time the children had with Soaring Dragon. And he just loved the children who used to come all around him. Do you like to fly kites?
Yeah, I do.
Have you done that? Yes, then you must go to Fragrance Hill Park. But the old man, the day came to an end. The old man had to say bye to all the children, and with a happy smile, not letting go of his string, he was still in charge of his kite. He waved his hand and they did too. And they said bye and they went away. He flew his kite. He flew his kite. Oh! His body moved with that kite. And he wondered, what a beautiful kite. What an existence. To fly high in the sky. What would it be like to be a kite in the sky? To fly so free, away from everything, but still connected. How would it be to be a kite, he thought. He thought that. But then he was not ready for something. From somewhere deep in the clouds, a sound was heard. Soaring dragon, are you ready? Who's that? Is it one of the children talking to me? He still not let go of his kite. Who's that? Is it one of the children talking to me? Soaring dragon, came a voice. And when Soaring Dragon turned and looked, it was an old man with a bald head standing there with his hands crossed. He was really an old man with a bald head. Really old man. And he was eating a peach. Soaring Dragon, do you know? It's time. It's time for you to come with me. To come? But who are you? Who are you? Where do I have to come? Where do I have to come? Can't you see who I am? I am the patron saint of old people. I'm Shao Sing, the keeper of books. And do you know where I want you to come? I don't know, and I don't want to know actually. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Come, Soaring Dragon. You know who I am. I am the person who writes how long you can stay on this earth. And do you know how old you are? Any guesses? Do you know how old he was?
85.
85 maybe? Well, the way he behaved, he looked 85. He behaved 85. But Shao Sing looked at him and said, my dear Soaring Dragon, you're 110 years old. And it's time for you to come with me. I need you there with me. I need you to come with me. But I'm not ready yet. I still have all these children to play with. And I have my kites to fly. I'm not ready to come. Don't call me now. But you have to. And as Shao Sing, the patron saint of old people, said you have to, he felt the energy drain from him. And he crumpled. His legs buckled and he fell to the ground. But still the kite was let loose and it flew high. Shao Sing stood there and saw Soaring Dragon fall to the ground. Soaring Dragon's face was filled with fear. Do I have to go? I'm not ready. Do I really have to go? But I don't want to. And as he said that, his spirit rose from the body and it moved up and up and up. And as his spirit moved up, what did he see in the sky? What did he see?
The kite.
He saw a bigger kite. And his spirit jumped into the other kite. It was a huge dragon kite, double the size of the kite that Soaring Dragon had in his hand. It was a huge kite with a huge body, bulgy yellow eyes and scraggly beard. Oh, that kite was humongous. And into that kite went Soaring Dragon's spirit. And he moved with the wind. Oh, is this how it feels to be a kite? I love this. It's so wonderful. It's so beautiful. Look at me dance. Look at me move. Oh, don't take me. I have an idea. Let me be a kite for some more time. Let me be a kite for some more time. Don't ask me to come. Not yet, I'm not ready as yet. Shaoxing had never faced this problem before. But it's valid for him to ask me this, yes. But you know that you will have to come sometime, at least. You'll have to move on. Yes, I know, but let me be a kite for some time, a little more while, please. And so, Soaring Dragon, in the huge dragon kite, moved and danced in the wind, and Shaoxing went away, leaving him to move in the sky. This dragon kite belonged to Lu Ban. Lu Ban was a kite warrior. He loved his kite and his kite flying. And he participated in almost every competition in his country. And he took his kite everywhere. And when Soaring Dragon Spirit moved into this big kite, Lu Ban could feel something like electricity passing into the kite. His hands felt a tug. What's happening? It feels different. Is it my kite? It's behaving very differently. And he could see the kite moving in a way that he had never felt before. It had a life of its own. And you and I know whose life is inside that. Do you know? Yes, the long beards. Yes, yes. So the kite had a life of its own, and whose life was that? It was Soaring Dragon's life in that kite. And Lu Ban won every competition after that. The kite just did whatever it wanted. He was amazed. Is it really my kite? But what does it matter? I'm winning all the competitions, and Lu Ban was absolutely in love with his kite. In fact, once when the kite string broke, the kite was flying in the sky and Lu Ban had to just whistle and it landed at his feet. That was how Lu Ban and his kite lived. They lived for many years, and they lived and fought many battles, kite battles I mean. But then on one dark, blustery day, again there was a sound. As Soaring Dragon flew in the sky, as he flew in the sky, there was a sound. Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Don't you think it's time for you to come? But I'm having so much of fun here. I'm a kite. I can fly high. I can fly anywhere I want. But it's time. It's time. But I can promise you that there are children, there are people who love to fly kites on my side too. You can come there and fly kites. You can come there. And you know, only if you come, I can have more people, new beginnings where you leave them. Come with me, don't be afraid. And so, when Soaring Dragon heard this, he let go. And the kite flew, cut the string, and it flew higher and higher and higher and higher. Lu Ban looked up. That was his kite. Maybe if I whistle, it will come back to me. And he tried to whistle. But his whistle didn't work this time because Soaring Dragon had entered the skies, finally ready to let go. Thank you. Thank you.